Okay, this is section 4.1, day 1, just converting radians to degrees. So it's not the whole section. First thing we need to look at is an angle. An angle is in standard position when its vertex is at the origin and its initial side is on the positive x-axis. Okay, so the initial side is the fixed side. We have our vertex at the origin. This is our starting position. And then our terminal side is the side that is then positioned after rotation. So we have positive and negative angles. If we start the terminal side on the positive x-axis and we rotate in a counterclockwise direction with the terminal side, then we have a positive angle. If we take our initial side, positive x, and we rotate in the clockwise direction, then we have a negative angle. So we want to pay attention of how we're rotating, clockwise or counterclockwise. Counter, positive, clockwise, negative. So radian is the unit of measure that we use for angles, and how we find define that radian is, it's when we have an angle whose center is at the center of a circle and the arc created is equal to the radius. So looking at this diagram here, we have the radius marked, then we take and create another radius, then this arc that's measured, this arc length that's measured in the pink here, we call it S. If that's the same length as the radius, then that is what is called a radian. So there are 2 pi radians in a circle. Okay? And if you want some further explanation, look at that supplemental video that I posted on Schoology, Convert Radians to Degrees, or radians and degrees, I should say. Watch it up to, I think, 7 minutes and 45 seconds. And that will give you some other explanation and some other examples. So in order to convert degrees and radians, we need a conversion. So if I know that 2 pi radians is one circle, and one circle is 360 degrees, then I can convert and I can come up with a conversion for 1 degree to radians or 1 radian to degrees. So if I want to know 1 radian to degrees, I would divide both sides by 2 pi. And I'm going to keep it in pi terms. If I take 2 pi radians and I want to know how much that is, how many radians is 1 degree, then I divide both sides by 360. Oops, it's a 6. So I have pi over 180 radians equals 1 degree. Okay, so if I'm converting degrees 2 radians, I'm going to multiply by pi over 180. If I convert radians to degrees, I'm going to multiply by 180 over pi. So you have to pay attention to what you're starting with. So I'm starting with degrees. And I want to end in pi. So a good way to remember is if I want to end in pi, then my pi needs to be in the numerator. So it's pi over 180. And we multiply that and we get, 45 pi over 180. And we reduce everything. So it'd be pi over 4 radians. 300 degrees. Starting with degrees, I want to end in pi, so the pi is in the numerator. And then I reduce that. Reduces by 60. 5 pi over 3. So that's converting degrees to radians. Okay, the next one we're starting with radians, so I'm starting with this pi, and to get rid of pi, it needs to be in the bottom, so I want to multiply by 180 over pi. The pi's will cancel. Sorry, I want to change the color for you. And 4 goes into both of these. And 7 times 45 is 315. And divided by 2, you get 157.5 degrees. Again, I'm starting with radians. So I need to have my pi in the denominator. And you can do some cross-canceling here with the pi's. And 4 goes into 180 45 times. And 3 times 45 is 135. Converting radians and degrees to radians.